everybody, welcome to Bad Yogi Q&A Wednesday with me, Erin Motz, where I answer the questions that you guys send me via email and social media too. This week's question is so fantastic because I relate to it on a bazillion different levels. So this comes from Shaban, and she says, me and my intuition are having trust issues. I work in an office job that doesn't feel good anymore. Sound familiar? I took a risk on something that gave me that this feels right gut feeling, and it didn't work out as I'd hoped, and now I'm crushed. Now I find myself questioning any gut feelings about other ideas and dreams I might have to move me out of where I am. How do you trust your intuition when it feels like it has let you down? This actually made me think of that very annoying and inaccurate quote that floats around out there in the Pinterest world. It says, leap and the net will appear. And this is frustrating because, of course, not everything that we pursue in life works out exactly precisely the way that we envision. So I think it's really essential for all of us to first realize that it's okay that not everything goes exactly as planned. It's okay that we fall down sometimes, because there are always going to be those moments where we're like, what the hell just happened? The really important part isn't if you fall. The really important part is what happens after that. Do you just walk away because it didn't work out the way you planned? Or does that only fortify your desire to figure out a way that makes it work? So a better question is, even if you fail, do you still want to be doing what you're doing? If the answer is hell no, then you might want to find a different direction to go in. But if the answer is yes, you're on the right track already. I can't even recount how many things we've tried with Bad Yogi that didn't work. I mean, there are like way more directions and avenues and pursuits within Bad Yogi that we tried that completely failed miserably than the ones that actually did well. And I know what you're probably gonna say. You're gonna say, yeah, but at least you have what you have. At least you have some success with Bad Yogi already, right? And yes, you would be right, but that is only because we have never stopped looking for things. We have never stopped looking for new things to pursue, things that will resonate with people. So whether you want to be a yoga teacher or an entrepreneur or a writer or a stationery maker or a teacher or a doctor, you first have to decide how committed you are to that thing, because somewhere along the way, it will test your patience. And there will be moments where you wonder why the heck you're pursuing this so passionately. But when you truly enjoy what you're working on, then despite the little discomforts or the big discomforts that come along during the journey, you're gonna realize that it's okay, that they are part of the pursuit. They don't mean that you're a failure or that you're doing something completely wrong. They don't say anything about your worth or your value or your potential. Sometimes they're just painful redirects in productive directions. Actually, he's about to go to the gym, but I'm gonna bring Adrian in on this one because I think he has some really valuable insight on this exact thing. Frenchie, I need you to stand here.
I've so been there. I know the feeling when you just think it's right. Like, that's exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. I felt it. Everything said I felt it. There were even signs. In my case, it was that I randomly walked into a shop and this person referred me to another person, referred me to another person that happened to do exactly what I needed. And I thought, okay, so this is a sign. And I think that in a sense it was, but we always assume that our intuition is going to lead us to the jackpot, but not to training. And I think that's kind of a mistake. And then we get disappointed when our intuition actually led us towards training. In everything that we do, we have to train. And sometimes we're just not ready to perform at the level that we want to perform at. And I think this might have just been a case of your intuition leading you down a road to learn a certain lesson that you needed to learn before the next challenge that you take on. So it's important not to get demoralized by what is basically just training that'll end up getting you to your goal.
Now back to me.
Always back to you.
Yeah, he was like, I'm totally unshaven. I'm wearing nasty clothes. Who cares? So all of this to say, if you feel like your intuition has let you down, step 1, relax. Sometimes our intuitions need guidance. They need logistical help. So if it does falter, if it feels like maybe your intuition came up short, it's okay. You're not a failure. You're not silly for having listened to this intuition. You might just need to look at that goal through a different lens and see how to approach it differently. So there you have it, Q&A Wednesday. I really hope that this was helpful. Now, I'm super curious to hear about your own experiences with this. Has your intuition ever felt like it let you down? And how did you get back on the horse and keep going? Also, what are you pursuing right now? What are you up to? I want to hear what your dreams are, what your pursuits are, what you're living for in this moment. Hey, thank you guys so much for joining me. Jump down to the description below and sign up for my free list to get more practical advice like this, yoga stuff, free classes, Q&As, promotions, all of that good stuff. And yeah, that's basically it. Thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you guys right back here next week.